welcome to another episode of Channel 914. Appreciate everybody, as always, for supporting, liking, commenting, sharing. No support goes unnoticed. I appreciate every single person. You can view anything. It's a lot of content out there, but you choose to rock with me. I'm always show my appreciation to you. Today, I have a very special guest. He is doing some powerful work out here in the community, man, as far as like health, specifically for us black men, and something that's really become a problem in our community in terms of prostate cancer. And he's built an organization specifically around fighting that. So I want to introduce my guest, Mr. Michael Muffy Collins.
Thanks for having me, man.
Get another round of applause for that.
I appreciate you for having
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, I definitely appreciate what you're doing. So, man, just give me some background on who you are, man. Who is Muffy Collins? Can I ask how you got the name Muffy?
Man, everyone asks that. I don't even know what the answer is. My grandmother gave me that nickname at birth, and we still.
Just one of those that just stuck with you,
yeah,
huh?
we still here.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So where'd you grow up, man? Where you?
Man, I spent some time originally born and raised in Robert Taylor Homes.
Okay.
You know, moved around, Woodlawn community, 62nd and King Drive, and then we end up relocating to Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay.
For a period of time there, spent some good years, back and forth. It's just 2 hours away.
Yeah. Madison is nowhere.
It's super close.
Yeah.
So like when we moved there, it was the same people, those from the buildings.
Yeah. I already know. Man, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, it'd be the same. Yeah. I already know.
How I go. Section 8, housing. And,
Yeah.
Everybody was balling back then. And it's like one big family when you look up. And so that's pretty much my upbringing with that. But, my first love is sports, basketball. Learned how to play basketball at Washington Park.
Okay.
Grandfather lived right down 62nd and King Drive, so
right there.
Every single day. I got my junior lifeguard certificate at 11 years old, at Washington Park.
Oh, at the pool.
At the pool, the big slide.
Yeah, the big slide. Yeah.
Yep, I remember when they filmed Losing Isaiah.
Wow.
I met Holly Berry and what's my man name? I can't think of his name right now. Who's a co-star? Holly Berry. And
was it Denzel Washington?
No, not Denzel. Not Denzel.
I can't remember who else is in that movie, bro.
Man,
I'm having a brain freeze.
It's crazy. I got a brain freeze right now too, and we all know him.
Yeah, and you actually met him.
Man, I cannot think of his name right
Hold on,
now.
bro. Now I gotta Google it.
This is crazy.
I gotta go to the Google.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
That's right, man. That's what the internet is for, bro. Hold on.
It's insane.
1990.
We gonna both be mad at it because I can't think of we on Capital
Sam Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. How could I forget Samuel Jackson's name?
Sam Jackson. Sam, man, gotta be one of the coolest brothers. That's one of the people I've always wanted to meet. I met a lot of celebrities, man, but I've never met Sam Jackson. Mm-hmm. And you met like a younger Sam Jackson.
Right. He was he was really nice. It was that's when the buildings was behind the alley.
They were still up there. They were still up there. 95, they was definitely still standing tall.
Yeah, so then Holly Berry, she was really nice. I remember them, and just everyone just being around, just watching the film, and it was like so many things within my head. Then my grandfather was just taught us to read books and learn who how many people fought for us, in general. So he was very pro-black. I learned so much stuff I didn't learn in school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of stuff where it was I remember answering out of turn. And what did you say? Quote unquote to what we can't speak on in school.
Yeah, right.
And, he didn't play that shit. He was just real.
Yeah, but that's important, man, because it's so much that we weren't taught in terms of our own history. It was our responsibility, and our parents, our generation, man, our parents, our grandparents, man, they really took that seriously.
Yeah, they did.
And because I remember, in Black History Month, at Jewel, they used to sell the little books. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to get all of those, man, and just other stuff that we wouldn't know. Unless just that oral history that we have just from our parents, that they actually were able to sit and witness,
Yeah. from my grandmother's a ton of history. You know, like even them moving. Well, both of them were born in Chicago, but they were the youngest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And her telling about her siblings. They all moved from Memphis here, moved to Woodlawn, the typical, you know,
part of the Great Migration. Yeah.
Families there, 3 generations, one neighborhood. You know, expands out and then it's the cause of, you know, everything that happened with the beautiful businesses and the collapse with, you know, this whole kind of thing with drugs and everything like that.
Yeah.
And now you see it kind of like getting back to the old ways. Well, my grandmother, like, she is really pissed off with Woodlawn. Like, schools are closed and no activity like it used to be, but they're trying to build it back and hopefully, you know, we'll get it there. To make our ancestors proud.
Yeah, because there's no TWO over there anymore, right?
No, you got what a church is building. They're building a movie theater, a hotel,
right?
some restaurants, things like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of gentrification because you know the Obama Center is right there, so a lot of gentrification is happening,
right?
You know, and that's kind of one of the things, man. When you talk about that history, like Woodlawn, Bronzeville. It's just like, man, it's just areas like that we need to keep black.
We got to keep it.
Yeah.
Because I lived there for years, and you think about it, I see how many buildings are going up, but it's not really black owned.
Nah,
they know we're going to stay there. Yeah. They just want to lease it out and stuff like that. So we got to kind of tackle that, you know, collectively.
Yeah. It's a lot of things we got to do. But I do see it. You know, there's a lot of people, man, that are really like, doing a lot of work to keep a lot of this corridor, a lot of this area black. You know, I know Corey is doing a lot with 51st Street. Corey Gilkey, shout out to Corey Gilkey, man, doing a lot with 51st Street. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. So you know, it's got to be a collective effort. You know, but we have to remember that history and like what the things that our elders have passed down to us to understand how important it is and to not lose that.
We can't lose it because it's like, what do they fight for? You know, we stand on their necks. Let's make sure we respect them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their vision, because at the end of the day, they were richer than us. They have more education than us.
Yeah.
And we do not want to admit it.
We don't. Yeah, I mean, you know, and the economy being what it was then and what it is now, but they definitely like, well, you know what? It's crazy because my father always told me this when I was young, that integration was one of the worst things that ever happened to black people.
Yeah.
And it's hard to understand that as a kid because it's just like, you know, that's crazy because like, we know before couldn't go to certain pools, we had to drink at certain fountains, but you always say like, you know, when during that time, you know, you had to go to the black doctor, you had to go to the black grocery store, you had to go to the black clothing store. That's the only way you were allowed. So all the dollars circulated because they had no choice. But now, you know, after that, then it's just like, well, as the saying goes, the white man's ice is colder. Right. You know, so so it's just like all of that stuff, that sense of community that we had, kind of like went away.
Yeah,
and not directly as a result, but that was definitely one of the things that kind of like helped facilitate it.
Yeah, it definitely changed a lot because you look at right now, you look at the population, they are dominant in finances, and at one point in time we had like 4 or 5 black-owned banks in Chicago. Yeah. You couldn't touch that.
You couldn't.
You talk about the metropolis of like the black doctors.
Yeah.
The black educators. If you look at the core history of America, Chicago is number 1 when it comes across the board. There's no other city that can compare. We could just say.
When you talk about black history, man, what 75th Street used to be?
Yeah.
You know.
From 43rd, 75th.
Yeah.
Cermak.
Yeah.
The most record companies on one block. Like things like that.
Yeah.
And so you look up and it's like, okay, how do we let that go away? You know, we know what you did.
Right,
we know what y'all did. So.
Yeah, I mean, because it wasn't all our fault. It wasn't all our fault. It definitely, I mean, there was some systematic things that happened, you know what I'm saying? And we talk about terms of property ownership, with redlining.
Oh, my God.
You know, and then just, I mean, you got to talk about the war on drugs and how that devastated our communities. And obviously, we were complicit in certain aspects of it, you know, but it was more of a like, we definitely can't shoulder all the blame. Yeah. You know.
No, not at all. Because it started with them. You know what I mean? And you look at from like everything from the economic system, the supporting system, like you said, if the money populates here and we just do more, like example, we could talk about the lottery system, the numbers.
How it came from policy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our ancestors made a lot of money off of that.
A lot of money from policy.
All these buildings were built by them and things like that.
Yeah.
You lock all of them up. you make it legal, and now it's what, $1 trillion business. Illinois Life is the biggest.
And I mean, and now you look modern day, 2022. What happened was going on with the cannabis industry.
Same thing.
How many black people made a lot of money?
Yep.
But then got locked up, and now it's $1 billion industry.
Insane.
You know, our own governor has his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's wild, but it's kind of like how that cycle continues, man. But it, you know, it still is up to us. And, you know, and it's not. I mean, we're never going to be too far gone. You know, it's just
right.
Yeah, especially like, you know, with people like yourself out here doing things, man, and trying to create change. You know, there's always hope, right?
It is. I'm never giving up. I tell my kids, like, I'm fighting for what's coming after us. We know in our lifetime we're not gonna make all the change.
Right.
So let's just spark it.
Yeah. You got to help. You know, because it's the same thing our ancestors did for us. You know, a lot of things they knew that they fought and died for. They knew that they weren't going to be able to see the actual fruits of that labor. You know, so they're like we always say, we're living our ancestors' wildest dreams.
We are. That's a real love. You think about what they wanted to fight for us. I would never take that. For granted, ever.
Yeah, you know, because it was kind of like it was what people used to say, like, you know, like they have those sayings where, like, you know, like, I'm not my ancestors, like, I would, like, you know, we talk about in terms of racism, like, I'm not my ancestors, like, I'll punch you in the face or some shit like that. It's just like, bro, you wasn't there. You have no idea. That is so disrespectful when you think about what they did for us and what they fought for you to kind of try to downplay and act like they were just on some, like...
Well, they was coming to our neighborhoods killing us.
Yo.
Like, real, like... And so now we see this in different... Police now are just doing their thing and whatever the case it is. And it's drug. We just find other ways to get them.
Right. Well, before, it was just like they just come and kill you. Just like Fred Hampton, it was his birthday the other day. They just came, like the Chicago Police Department just came and assassinated him in his crib. You know what I'm saying? Where his wife was sleeping next to him, pregnant, right?
Not a care in the world.
Not a care in the world. Just went in there and straight assassinated him. Like,
but you was gonna punch. Who was you gonna punch?
Right.
They just be saying anything.
Yeah, exactly. They just be saying, like, you don't know, bro. You have no idea, man. We got to respect our ancestors and what they did for us and honor that legacy, man. So, yeah, we could talk all about that all day. But so I just want to get into it, man. So what made you want to get into the fight against prostate cancer?
Man, I remember this like yesterday. My mother always used to talk about prostate health when I was coming up. So I hooped my whole life. I was really good at basketball. It took me many places. Got me a college scholarship.
Where'd you go?
And I played ball at Houston-Tillerson College in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Black college, HBCU love, and I ended up leaving there to go to Houston. To Houston to attend Texas Southern University.
Okay.
And everything, it just stuck in my head all the time about like healthy eating. You gotta add vegetables to your diet all the time. Yeah. So when we're younger, we eat like a bunch of fast food. You know, like White Castles, fries, all this stuff.
Yeah, cheap and fast.
Yeah, cheap and fast. And of course, it's in our community.
Right.
You can get it, you know, cheap price, very affordable for you. And you always talk about like, make sure that you're eating healthy because you got a prostate, And I'm like, what are you talking about? But she worked in and out the health field, so she would tell us what was going on all the time. Okay. And so I was around 27, 26, 27 years old. My uncle had a restaurant on 63rd and Vernon. Okay. Right off King Drive. Yeah. It was Ace of Soul Food.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And so these are some of the guys I grew up with, you know, in the neighborhood, and we would talk. And uncle will come to, like, the restaurant was this place everyone could just hang out and come talk in the back. Okay. Serve food in the front, dice game in the back, card game. Right. This is what goes on. But it's this open space. No one is on the street doing anything crazy. Right. In the back and just chilling. And health started coming up. Man, my back hurt. My side been hurting. I'm like, what's going on? And they don't know how to communicate or have the education to go to the doctor. The knowledge isn't there, and it's because of, you know what it is in our neighborhood. It's a health disparity. You cannot. You have to go downtown or University of Chicago, which they at one point in time they was not messing with blacks at all. Nah. Period. And this is in your neighborhood. This is in the Woodline area. Right. Yeah. And they don't even want you there. They don't even want you there. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit. I gotta do something about this. And then it was like prostate. Like, man, I had end up going. They said, I think it's prostate cancer, and so they had a clinic on 63rd and I want to say before you get to Halsted, where Kenny King is.
Oh yeah.
Side street over there, near the post office.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
what Aldi is. So, you know, guys come back like, man, they say I got prostate cancer, and I'm like, what? And so like, let me get some information on my end and let me communicate out. And so we had an uncle, one of my closest friends, his father. And we had 3 guys in the neighborhood, and there was 2 of my female friends. Both of their fathers at the same time, like at stage 2.
Oh wow!
And we catch it late in our community.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to do something about this, because this is real numbers, and this ain't right in our community. All these people I know. So imagine if you go somewhere else in your block, your neighborhood, it may be 4 or 5.
Right.
And you go block by block, we talking about thousands of men, black men.
They say 1 in 6 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime.
That's the number that they're reporting.
Right.
It's not the number that we actually see and we know about in our community.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to do something about it. I'm not a doctor, but I'm gonna fight for it. I was going to talk to like Northwestern, University of Chicago. They were kept shooting me down, and I did get a phone call like off the record and said, "Hey, we're taught not to help you." They just flat out told me,
really,
straight up, this is real shit. So I took that like Michael Jordan said, I took that personally. I took that shit super personal. Wow. Because I really care about us. I care about our kids and just little stuff that we don't think about across the board.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I got to fight for this. I have to find ways to get people out. And this is why I created the Prostate Cancer Foundation. And so it was enough, like we had the talks and everything like that, trying to get guys out just to be informed about it. I said, we got to create events. And that's where the prostate health seminar come in at, where we have people do presentations, survivors come out. Okay. Just basic communication where guys feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like you said before, black men are scared to go to the doctor because they don't want you there. They gonna just tell you anything. You take this medication. Right. Keep you ill. Next thing you know, you're sick. Like, man, how did I get sick? I don't know. So,
especially when you think about like what we've gone through, there's a distrust.
Absolutely.
For the medical system.
So many experiments.
Yeah, like I said, Tuskegee experiment wasn't that long ago, bro.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And that's something else my grandfather talked to us about, because a few of his friends were victims of that.
So he actually personally.
It was more than that they reported.
I'm sure it was.
It was way more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said it was like in the hundreds. You know, so things like that we don't know about.
Right.
And I just said, nah, you know what? I'm gonna get my brothers. And all the doctors like, you're in your 20s. Why are you doing this? Because of my uncles in my community, you know, the guys we look up to, they're going through this in their early 40s. And I was thinking, Mama, I'd be 40 in 14 years. So shit, yeah. I wanna live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
And so that's when I said, let's add basketball. We can get our brothers out. I just did everything that I always done in my life. Yeah. And said, we're gonna get the brothers out. And so we created this basketball game. This men's charity game was former college players, former pros. We get together, we bring more players out, and I was like, I went to a meeting in LA with the Prostate Cancer Foundation. This is the biggest group in the world. Okay. And they were reporting the numbers in our community, and they were reporting numbers in their community. And I was like, I'm about to get the high school kids involved. Because they said the numbers keep getting younger and younger and younger, so I gotta teach them.
Or get them early. Get them early. Yeah.
Yep. And that's what we started doing. So we got the high school basketball tournament, which is becoming one of the biggest tournaments in the country.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, so now we educate the kids on prostate health. Like, what is prostate? They be like, what are you talking about? Only 1 to 2 may know, but after that, they all know.
Right. Yeah.
You know, kind of diet to follow. Drink more water. Teas, leave the juice and all this sugar stuff alone.
All that high fructose corn.
Oh my God, it's killing our babies.
That red dye. Yeah, man. Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah,
and so it's messing with the reproductive system.
Yeah,
because they've been finding studies. They're doing studies now in the black community across America that it's even early cases is 22, 23, 24 years old, prostate health.
That's crazy.
In our community, not the white community. So we have to change the diet. Dairy and meat causes prostate cancer. They will never tell. They don't want to put the information out that mucus comes from meat, obviously. And so we present all the prostate superfoods that you need. Of course, like, you know, our grandmothers and get turmeric. Turmeric, you know, so we didn't know what they were talking about, but turmeric prevents cancer.
And it's crazy because my mama has been putting turmeric in everything forever, bro. Like, and it was because, you know, I mean, and it, you know, in turmeric, I mean, it's definitely very good for you. And I didn't find that till later. It was just like, what is this yellow powder? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, my mom was putting turmeric in everything.
Yes.
So we know, but they always know. They always know, and like that knowledge has been passed down.
Passed down to us. And so that's how we've been trying to crack at it. Just show them. Yeah. Like you teach them everything else, let us teach them the real shit. And so this is your decision to make. We care about you enough to give you information. We want you to live and keep spreading it out. Yeah.
So it's crazy. So I saw that it says prostate cancer makes up about 37% of all cancers in black men. So like for every so that's like almost 40%, bro. Like that's a huge number. And black men are twice as likely to die from prostate cancer.
Yes.
That is the biggest racial disparity in deaths for cancer amongst any ethnicity. So like outside of diet and just access to medical care, man, is there anything else that you think historically may contribute to why there's such this huge disparity with us?
Yeah, it's what's in our community. It's too much drinking, it's too much bad food. Yeah. You know, and then I don't want to be the guy like, you gotta change overnight. I know it takes time. Yeah. Because you were brought up in these bad habits for generations. Right. And that's where diabetes, high blood pressure, all this stuff is passed down because of what we've been eating for so many years. So the reason why the number is so high in our community is because for so long, so if you eat bad or dairy and all this other stuff, because your colon is right near your prostate. Yeah. So if you're not digesting that stuff, we get bigger, more fat, all these things we can think of. So if we're not exercising every day, running, getting the stuff off our body, things like that, we're just sitting around and it's growing. And so it's feeding those cancer cells. You know what I mean? Right. And so this is what goes on for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And then on the early 40s, you got stage 2. Well, this shit been building up in my body. Right. For this time, you know, so that's why we said we got to go young, teach our babies, you know.
So I got a question for you, man. You know, especially with our generation as black men, we've grown up in a very hyper masculine culture. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But in order to get your prostate checked, you know, it's a process that a lot of people may not necessarily be comfortable with.
Right. I get it. I totally understand it. But just do this shit.
So is that the approach y'all take, man? Approach,
because it's like, well, with so much technology now, they could draw blood and detect your points.
Right. And so that's the PSA test, right?
PSA test. So that's a point system. It'll tell you, like, I just did mine recently. And I was like, I was nervous. I eat pretty healthy and work out. And the doctor was like, oh, your points are super low. Okay. And I was like, okay. And I was like, let me go again just to make sure. Yeah. You know, it's like, yeah, they're super low. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to direct all the brothers to go see what their points are, because now we can say, hey, cut back on this. You know, work out more, sweat more, things like that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So that, and I see you guys. So you're offering that at the during the weekend, right?
Yep. So they're directing. So what they're still trying to figure out how University of Chicago, because I did receive an apology from them this May. Okay. Recently about some stuff that happened in the past where, you know, they couldn't get it together with us, whatever the case it is. Right. And so now we're trying to find these ways, and there's different laws on how they got to do certain things. However. Okay. All the guys that will sign up for screenings and stuff, we're going over there. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Make sure everybody go. And the good thing is it's anonymous. Okay. You know, it's anonymous, and we're working on getting a private group, a conversation group started where it's just like, hey, what's going on with you? From a mental health perspective, How can I help you out? How can you help me out? Little things like that helps us, that communication tool, and moves forward in our community. So that's going to help us.
Yeah. And this, when you talk about, like, especially amongst black men, and because of the hypermasculine culture, we're not used to talking about, like, how we feel.
Yeah.
If things are wrong with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, you know, you just kind of like, you know, you work through it. You know, you know what I'm saying, put your head down, man. If you're not feeling sick, man, you know, put some tussin on it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And just barrel through. But that really is kind of like detrimental to us in the long run, to like you go and then you find out and now it's too late.
Yeah, and we don't want that, because we talk about the wrong shit all the time. Let's just talk about the right shit some of the time. You know what I
mean? Right. Yeah. You can do. We can switch it up sometimes.
We gotta switch it up and help each other out. Because then even like if John Doe's like, man, I went. This is going on. If he tells 5 guys to go, they're gonna be like, okay, let me go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and there's so in the increasing the visibility, especially like, you know, when you creating the events around stuff like that, and kind of like, you know, making it cool, talking about it. You know, you got basketball centered around it. I see you got Diego and Dave Jeff, the coaches for the high school game.
And I got those two in the beginning for a reason. They didn't understand, and I said, you all have the older following that's getting affected by this the most.
Facts.
And that was the plan behind it, getting their peers involved. Yeah. Because they're in their 40s and 50s. So we want to save those guys because they paved the way for a lot of things that we do, you know, in the city. We still need them around.
Absolutely. Those guys are cultural icons. We definitely need them. Yeah, we definitely need them.
Mm-hmm. That definitely. And we got the 5K walk, 5K run component to it. We have yoga.
I saw that. Yoga, so yoga and meditation.
Yeah, so it's like, if you don't want to do this, you can do that. As long as you have some type of movement. Yeah. Because the more you sweat, you release those cancer cells. They release that stress out your body.
Yeah. And yoga, and I know, speaking of hypermasculinity, like, you know, yoga has always been seen as something that's very feminine. Mm-hmm. But it's actually very, very good for you. And it's hard. Like, yoga is tough. You know what I'm saying, man? Holding them poses, man. Yoga is not for the faint of heart. I remember the first time I ever went to a yoga class, it was when that Core Power opened up.
Oh, in Hyde Park.
In Hyde Park.
Right.
Bro, good friend of mine, man. She had she had those free passes when they first opened up. So I was like, you know, you want to go take this class? Like, you know, I'll try it. Bro, I was in that boy about to die.
Oh, yeah, because it get real hot in
there. Yeah, that's what it was, the hot yoga. You know what I'm saying? And I already sweat, man. I'm talking about I got a pool with my little mat. I'm in there, man, holding them poses, man. My arms are shaking. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm in good shape. Oh, yeah, yoga, it's about to be a breeze. Nah, bro.
It gets you right.
Yeah, it does. And it's just so good for you, that stretching and the mobility. Mm-hmm. You know, especially like if you have any back problems, man, yoga.
Oh, yeah, it helps out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And just that, because it's so many issues come from not stretching. And that's basically what yoga does. It's, you know, and it helps your strength, man, builds your core. Like, all those essential things, man, yoga.
That you need.
Yeah.
But it's like your core power, it helps with everything else. That's like super important in your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's your center, your core. I mean,
center.
they call it the core for a reason. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your gut, all of that stuff, man, this area right here is super important. And yoga really helps to build around all of that.
So we got that. It's starting, like, I've done a few yoga events with Lululemon and Yoga 6. Okay. And, you know, some of the guys are starting to come. Like, ladies are there. Yeah. They're like, oh, for real? And then it's like, oh, man, it did feel good. I'm going to go back. You know, that's the approach. So just got to keep inching away and finding ways.
And just opening it up, you know, slowly but surely, man. And you just got, I think you're taking the right approach, because it's more so about, like, just exposure and just letting people see, because, like, you know, because there's a lot of misconceptions that come around. I mean, just like you said, a lot when people that do know about getting your prostate checked, all they think about, man, I'm not letting nobody stick their fingers in my butthole. You know what I'm saying? But there are other ways that you can go, like you said, and then that educational component. Like, you don't necessarily have to go straight to that. You can get the blood test done, you know, to see if you're at risk.
Mm-hmm. And then just give yourself a chance, because that can save your life. You got children, you have to get out of this selfish state of mind. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like, women go through a lot of crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's the difference between women and men. They go to the doctor every year.
They have to.
They have to, right?
Yeah, to get checked out,
So what's the difference?
we should be doing the
we
same.
should be doing
bro.
the same thing.
We should be doing the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just understanding what's going on with us, but just be more active
Right.
in your life, you know.
Yeah. And there's no reason why you shouldn't, especially if you're grown with a job, with medical insurance, that you shouldn't be going to the doctor at least once a year.
Yep.
Even if you don't have like a primary care physician, which I'm in the process of trying to find one now, because it's crazy, and I know we were talking about this a little bit earlier in terms of representation. Black doctors only make up 5% of the workforce.
It's low.
It's very, very
super,
low.
super low.
And I know that, and that contributes to the reason why a lot of black men don't go. Because because I've been specifically trying to find one, and it's hard.
It's super hard, and that's our goal. Our goal is to open up a prostate health center in Woodlawn in 2024, 2025. Like, that's my goal. That's the vision. I'll talk to University of Chicago about this. I'll talk to the city about this.
Okay.
It's needed because this is a place for our men to go and say, hey, I want to get my prostate checked. I want to get my blood pressure checked there's no judgment.
Right.
There's no doctor just telling me anything.
Right.
I can go get some fresh smoothie. I can work out there. We want to make it a center where this is home.
Just like a real, like a comprehensive health center.
Yeah. This is home for you to feel good about yourself and to talk to a counselor. That's what we need.
Yeah.
To help us out.
Yeah, because it's, and especially we talk about like physical activity, man, that being such a vital part. And it's not something like you love to hoop, right? And that's something that you can do in, for a long time, even just leisurely, going out there. And, that's probably like the activity of choice for a lot of black men, but a lot of black men are terrible.
Right.
I'm one of them, bro. I can't hoop to save my life. You know what I'm saying? So I have to find other ways of being physically active. I got to find other physical activities. It's not just about like going to the gym, and trying to see as many weights as you can lift. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about actually like
get that sweat in.
Get that sweat in, that cardio, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like keeping your heart healthy.
Yeah, we're adding a jump rope component next year because jump rope is extremely healthy for you.
Yeah.
I remember you probably remember this program in the 90s, Jump Rope for Heart. It was like on the gyms and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I remember the little posters. Yeah.
You don't see them. You ain't seen them in years.
Nah, you're right. I haven't thought nothing about that, bro. that's a flashback. So
I wanted to bring that to the table where we get just men just jumping rope. 15 minutes a day. It prevents so much stress on the body, and it builds a positive impact for us. It helps your bones, your joints, everything you need to live longer and to be healthier. Yeah, it helps you out. So we're adding that next year. Yeah.
I used to jump rope a lot, man. I don't jump rope as much as I used to. It's definitely like try to jump rope for 3 minutes straight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
like
feel
that.
It.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And then just the coordination that it takes and the rhythm that you have to build. Jump roping is a really, really good activity. So in addition, you got the game, you got the yoga and the meditation, but I see this year you also added a music festival.
We did.
So tell us about that.
And it's something I want to do for so long, probably like my whole life. I love music. I love going to festivals.
Yeah.
And I thought it was something good to bring our community together, number one.
Right.
And two, we wanted to raise funds for the Prostate Health Center.
Okay.
And we'll just bring awareness. And so we've been getting good response. The YMCA, we work together, different activations we done together in the neighborhood. So they were like, whatever you want to do. I'm like, okay, can we use the field? It's like, yes. What are you trying to use the field for? So I want to bring our community together, music and the vendors out. And early on with the yoga and the 5K walk and run, which we already been doing. And we done the post-runners parties always at the promontory.
Okay.
And I was just like, it's more and more people coming.
Yeah.
So let's have this atmosphere where people feel good, local artists, and get some good DJs in there. Okay. But just to celebrate, who we are as people before the summer's over.
Yeah. This is the Labor Day. This is the end.
It's
almost over, bro. It's always summer always go by so fast, bro. Especially here in Chicago, man. You only really get about mid-June to like in early September. You may, depending on the year, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may get into October, it may still be a little warm. maybe, but most of the time you really only got like mid-June to like mid-September, and that's a wrap.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Yeah, so you know it's coming to a close. So I see. So who's gonna be at the video? You any of the artists you want to name?
We can start with the DJs. You got Vic Lloyd there. You got 3 Snaps.
Okay.
You have DJ Reese. You have Grilla, which is one of our OG DJs in the city.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to like just have anybody there. We want to have people that actually love Chicago.
Okay.
And support their city, support their peers. And that's why we did the local approach with some of the artists this year.
Okay.
To have there, and we got spoken word artists coming out too. Nice. We just wanted to have a balance for our people, you know.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful, man. And so it seems like, you know, and this should be some good weather this weekend.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, man. So
beautiful. Last year it was hot when we was running. It was hot out. Yeah. This year's like 70, so it's gonna be pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't run as much anymore. I used to run every day. I don't really do it. My body doesn't like running as much as it used to. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I've had to find other ways. My jiu-jitsu is my physical activity of choice.
Nice.
But like I just know, man, like running when it's really hot and that sun is beaming down, it's miserable. If you're running like on a nice day with like a little breeze,
it's the best feeling.
Oh my God. Yeah, you just feel like you can run forever.
Yeah. And sometimes like when it get tough for me, when I go running, I'm like, damn. I think about my aunt. She runs like 60 miles a week. And she's 60 years old.
Really?
And she just runs. So I'm like, man, I can't give up.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's crazy. But that's good, something like, you know, but that, having that, you know, that to look to, you know, because I remember like when I was younger, my mom, I grew up in Chatham. Mm-hmm. So my mom used to go walking around the park at Cole Park every day. My pops used to play tennis, ride his bike, you know, go bowling, man. He was always doing something.
Active.
Yeah, just being active. And, you know, and you don't realize it's just like, you know, because you look at it as kind of like recreational activities. Like, no, this is exercise. This is to keep you lively, you know.
That's true.
And like whenever I go to the gym, you know, and I see people and I see elders in there, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and I, you know, you have conversations with them, and I ask, like, you know, so I like, how did you manage to stay in shape this long? He's just like, don't stop.
Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. Just don't stop. You know, as long as you keep going, because when you stop, every time you stop, and I can attest to this, and I'm sure you can, if you ever fall off, the older you get, the harder it is to get back on that wagon, bro. You know,
stay committed to it.
and it's really, you know, and it's really, really important for us as we get up there in age, man. You know, to really keep our health and all that stuff in order, and to go to the doctor.
Yep, just go, fellas, go. Take your girls with you, or whatever it is. If you got a guy, take your guy with you. Whatever, just go to the doctor. We need as many black men on earth as possible.
Yeah,
we see how the world is changing on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we need all of us here.
Everybody, man, all of us.
Young, no, we need everybody.
Yeah, because you know, I mean, we gotta have the wisdom for the elders.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta have the youth and enthusiasm. You know what I'm saying? From our youth, you know, and we in there in the middle, still somewhat vibrant, but still like, you know, having the wisdom of having lived a little bit of life so far. You know, but all of us are important, man. Black men, black women, us together. You know, saying we gotta do whatever we can to keep each other healthy, man, and keep each other vibrant. So, man, what you're doing, man, is really important. I'm ashamed that I didn't even really know about it before. And I know you said, because Larnell has mentioned it to me before, because you said you do this. So this is the 6th year?
This is the 6th year, and we've done it in Houston. I actually have a proclamation from the mayor in Houston.
Really?
For the events, yeah. So we're going to be doing it down there. Next year, we have 5 cities next year. We have Compton. I have some family and friends out in Compton that like bring this here. We got brothers that need to know about this.
Yeah, man, that's important, you know.
Yeah, and that'll be our West Coast city, Chicago, Houston, working on Atlanta, and Brooklyn. Our brothers at the Brooklyn Combine out there. So those would be our cities. we were trying to do it. The pandemic kind of like messed everything up.
Yeah.
So many. New York had the most restrictions.
Yeah.
On everybody.
Yeah. New York was wild.
Yeah. So we just stayed clear.
Yeah.
Let everything go. And so we've been rebuilding, planning, and the basketball tool is a major component because we get more and more high school kids across America.
Yeah. And especially when you talk about amongst black people, basketball is pretty universal.
It's a universal.
Yeah, you know, and you don't need a lot. It's kind of because I think that's one of the reasons black people picked up on it, because all you need is a basketball on the court.
Yeah,
you don't need a lot of gear. You know, like you don't need a lot of other stuff. You just need a hoop, or it's just not. Sometimes you don't need a hoop, bro. You had crates on the utility pole. You know what I'm saying?
That's how we learn how to play in the alleys.
Yeah. So you talk about from the West Coast to New York. You know, New York and Chicago always got that hoop rivalry.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we actually like next year we're in, man. It's gonna be crazy. I'll say that we're gonna have 2 teams from Chicago and 2 teams from New York.
Okay.
Go out, and you know how it goes. They don't like us. We don't like them.
Hey man, Chicago. I mean, I know New York. You know what I mean? They say the Mecca. They got the Garden and all that, man. But all the best hoopers come from Chicago.
You look at the numbers.
Exactly.
The numbers do not lie.
Exactly. All you gotta do is look at the numbers. Even look at the NBA right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The best hoopers come from Chicago. And you know, and the greatest hooper of all time, you know what I'm saying, is Chicago's adopted son.
Right.
He didn't grow up here, but he's a Chicagoan.
He's ours.
He's ours.
And he played in the hood, right?
All the time.
He wanted to play
on the west side.
Right.
You know
He didn't go to LA to play in summertime. He didn't go to New York.
Nah.
He wanted to play here.
He was on Madison. You know what I'm saying? And that was back, you know, when old Chicago Stadium, it was from Madison, was Madison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Still across
exactly.
the
Well,
street.
it wasn't the West Loop. It ain't what you see now. You know what I'm saying? Old Chicago Stadium was over there, man, like shit. You better get to your car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Yeah, you can't be standing out here after dark. Once that game is over, you better get to the crib. But yeah, man. But anything else, any other information you want to give to the people before we wrap it up?
Yeah, just follow us at Run from Prostate Cancer on Instagram. We are updating the site. Of course, out this weekend, we're going to have so much stuff, so many updates.
Yeah.
To, follow us on there as well. And we're just going to keep working and just keep fighting for all of us to get healthier, to get just more education out in our neighborhoods about it, and just to keep going younger. That's the approach.
Yeah, man, that education starting early and just releasing that stigma, man. Like, you know, like it's okay. You know, we need to get checked out. You need to go to the doctor.
Yep.
You know, this is something that affects us, so we need to like stop it. Yeah.
Yes, it's real.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you. Please, you know what I'm saying? I know there's an Eventbrite for it as well. Right?
Yeah, there's an Eventbrite. You can look up Run from Prostate Cancer to pull up. You have the yoga, and it's free.
Yeah.
Only thing that is cost is the music fest is $10.
I mean, $10.
It's not
you can't get nothing for $10 now, bro.
Yeah, it's like it's non-existent.
Right? Yeah. You know, so definitely, yeah, man. Well, I know it's gonna be a beautiful weekend, man. It's a beautiful event. I love what you're doing. It's good to see like the expansion that's happening. You know, and I know it's only gonna get bigger, and it's something that's very much needed, man. You're doing good work out here, brothers.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and just day by day,
yes, sir. That's all you got to do, man. In the moment.
Thank you, man.
Well, that's going to wrap it up, man. We appreciate you for tuning in. Run for Prostate Cancer is this weekend. What are the dates again?
September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Labor Day weekend. You know, you ain't got to work on Monday.
Right. You recover.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got time, you know. And even if for the walk and run, they say even if you're not a runner, you can just walk.
And they be massage therapists there, too. So really good massage therapist.
Yeah, take care of you afterwards, man. You know what I'm saying? So there's no excuse. No excuse.
Right.
Yeah, man. So once again, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we catch you next time. Peace.
Peace out.